Hey, this is Joe. I am still in the Black Hills National Forest, obviously. It's about a week after the last day of the rally, and I'm hoping by the time this video comes out to already be on the road. Where exactly I'm headed, I have no idea. Those kind of details tend to work themselves out once you start moving. So I wanted to make this video to show you kind of some of the goings on after the rally. Most of the people have already filed out except for kind of the hardcores and the people that work the rally. I have been still recovering, you know, almost a week later, waiting on a couple of packages at the Dollar General up there. So after I get those, I'll be a free agent yet again. You know, a lot of my good friends are out here, and so it's been cool getting to ride around with them and check out some of the goings on. One of which is the Threshing Bee, which is a big antique tractor and car show. Features a lot of steam powered tractors and things like that. Really interesting. The passion that a lot of these guys have to keep these old steam engines running. It takes a lot of dedication, especially when you can't find parts for a lot of that stuff. You got to really get creative. I got off on some dirt roads to explore kind of the lesser seen sides of the Black Hills and really enjoyed that. Was just telling one of the guys over here, I'm kind of burned out on a lot of the, you know, typical rides around here that everybody does, just because I do them every year. So this year I'm actually sort of avoiding some of the more well-known rides in favor of getting off on some dirt and seeing some stuff I haven't seen yet. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe. And as usual, I've included an optional donate link in the drop box if you'd like to contribute to this project. Additionally, as I mentioned in the last video, I'm doing this thing on Instagram, 100 reels in 100 days. I think at the making of this video, I'm at day 9 or something like that. It's, you know, nothing spectacular, just a lot of little 20-second clips about whatever happens to be going on in the morning around here. So with that being said, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the road. The day after the rally, the cast of characters at camp began dwindling away. For most, the past 2 weeks had been a vacation, and they had jobs or other obligations waiting for them elsewhere. For me, it's just the opposite, and after sweating long hours in the hot sun, I was in no hurry to leave or do much of anything. What's going on? You taking off? Matt, you got the coveted permanent tag on there. I need one of those.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Cool. You have to send me that, Sean.
So what kind of a conversion is that?
It's a Frankenstein rear end. They're out of Kansas.
Wow.
I order all the stuff. I put it on myself. My friend of mine's a custom painter. He paint matched the fenders. The power coat the wheels. And
Wow.
that thing doesn't really do much except push the air into my face.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, guys. Good to fucking meet you, man.
You too, man.
You guys take care.
Keep putting out the good videos, man. I'm making them.
I will. Hey, if you keep watching them, I'll keep making them.
Yeah, well, I watch it.
It was a little bittersweet to say goodbye to everybody since I'd barely had time to hang out with anyone the last couple weeks. A friend had mentioned there was a gravel road going from Deadwood up to Spearfish, so I looked at the map and headed towards it. I'm always on the lookout for roads I haven't done, especially up here in the Black Hills, and this one definitely didn't disappoint. This is a cool little road that I just got off on called Maitland Road. Basically goes from Deadwood to Spearfish. As you can see, there's all kinds of these like switchbacks on it, but it's not deep gravel at all. The surface is really quick. It looks like it was actually paved at one point. and then they kind of just gave up on maintaining it and just kept dumping gravel on it, which you see has settled off to the side here. It's a fast road. I mean, for a gravel road, I've been going like 30, 32. Looks like I'm about to go through some awesome switchbacks. After the rally, this is Uncle Louie's Biscuits and Gravy, and we're not in the South, but these are very respectable biscuits and gravy. Kind of a tradition for me to go here after the rally. So I'm at Spearfish because the one in Sturgis is closed. Presumably they've been working their asses off, so finally it's time. This just literally came out of nowhere. The weather in South Dakota can turn on a dime. Luckily, I found this overpass. That's Highway 90 up there. It sounds like, wow, lots of hornets or mud daubers or something living up there. But yeah, I'm just gonna sit out here and wait this out. Already, you can see. It's been raining like 10 minutes and already the whole place is fucked. For any music aficionados out there, this is a Dead Kennedys symbol. You got the DK. That's old school punk rock right there. Somebody probably painted that a long time ago. Absolutely pouring down all hellfire over that way. If you start feeling a couple of raindrops, it's usually a good idea to stop because you never know if there's going to be some giant hail behind it.
You know how to get that started, right?
All right. Ignition.
Yeah, just ignition.
And then push the button.
Button on the side. See if it'll start. Yeah.
As I was editing this video, I realized the need for narration was minimal since a lot of the footage is self-explanatory, and what's happening is pretty easy to understand. A bunch of guys bullshitting around, riding each other's bikes, and hanging out.
You hold the forks while you fucking...
Yeah.
Right back.
Almost got stranded, but he's been riding that thing. It's a really comfortable ride on the highway. When you come to a stop, it kind of feels like the whole bike's gonna fall apart, and you're sort of clenching your ass cheeks together as you come to a stop. Look, the way you got it set up is with the handlebars, floorboards, the whole deal is. I mean, I think it's more comfortable than a Goldwing.
Mostly you're just not used to it.
Every time you turn the bars, you're turning all this weight too. The radio, the fairing, the lights.
Right. So yours sort of gets wobbly too, coming to a stop.
I don't notice it, but I'm used to it.
You're used to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't notice that.
Aaron's bagger.
But I do notice this much. My rear brake ain't working too much anymore. Remember when I Mickey Mouse? If your bike ever gets 170,000 miles on it, it's gonna act weird. Like it's gonna have all kind of screwball Mickey Mouse shit, just like this one.
Yep.
That's the difference. It's like an old farm truck if you rode it when it was new.
It's like a farm truck.
Yeah.
What do you think of the brakes?
They're okay. I mean, they do what they're supposed to do, I guess. Each man sort of had his own agenda, and the group eventually dwindled down. Scotty was picking up his girlfriend Vita from the airport, so I rode with him as far as Rapid City and headed back to camp.
Down here I used to stay at. That road, finally got so rutted and shit, I was like, if it rains, I ain't never getting out of here. I gotta look, man. Still there. On the other side, it ain't bad. It looks like you could still get down it. Because it's hard to find a spot down here. If you get out of there, especially if you got heavy dirt bike capability, because I was taking this in, it was a bitch.
Yeah.
You have to walk it. But anyways, because if you want to stay down, it's really hard to find a spot. Yeah, man, I have scoured this place looking for a fucking good spot.
I have too.
I've never been able to find one. That one on that road was great. There's that spot over in the... We stayed there before, remember, down here?
At the park?
Yeah.
Oh god, that was a shitty spot.
Lousy spot. That one there was really private. It was just a motherfucker to get in and out of. The person would have to walk down there and see if they could find anything. It was good. There was nobody there.
Around 9 or 10 at night, I returned to the warmth of my camp and headed into my tent to rest up. The Threshing Bee was the next day, and I'd been looking forward to it since I got here. We were out here with Scotty and his lovely girlfriend Vita, all the way from the UK. So this is kind of cool because it's a show of antique tractors, and I think everything runs.
Pulls it out, locks it out. Let's go then and let's fire.
Is that water up top?
That's a cooling system, bro.
Okay.
It evaporates away, you gotta put more in.
Worst is hard to start boiling.
What, really?
Really?
And then they get boiling, that's all the hotter they get it.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
They have water.
What?
Notice how much smoother the opposed twin is than the single cylinder.
Yeah.
See that? Hell's it used for a carburetor?
That is the carburetor.
That is
the carburetor.
Jesus. Goes into the crank, huh?
This is just so cool to come out here and everything's running. Obviously they put some time into this to get these things ready. I'm sure it's the highlight of the year for a lot of the people that do this show. You know, it's probably not everybody's cup of tea, but I find it interesting. It gives me a chuckle just to watch this thing run.
But then there's another little deal.
Yeah, two of them would be good shelf on.
There's Bear Buttes out that way. And it looks like they're lining up to do this parade.
Donated to the club by Bud and Norris Bikes, founders of the show. The early 70s, the Canoyer family sold some land to the club and it moved up here, and we've been here ever since. Following band of David Milton from Gulch on a homemade tractor. Pulling the club's kitty train is a 1953 John Deere 60. This is owned by Adam and Carly Grubel from Sturgis, and Carly's doing the driving today.
The South Dakota Threshing Bee is truly a must-see for anyone even remotely interested in anything mechanical. Maybe not the best place to bring a hot date, but you never know. Any woman who could stick it out would be a keeper for sure. The first chance I got, I took the opportunity to get back on some dirt. This is called Lost Gulch Road. And really, I've never been this far back here. A little rough on these curvy sections, but nothing too bad for this bike. Doing it pretty comfortably. Slowing down so I can see what I'm getting myself into. I'm taking it a little cautious. I don't want some crazy UTV coming around one of these curves and plowing right into me. I've seen it happen. I've heard stories. There was a little town in Mexico just outside of Guadalajara around Lake Chapala area. A guy on a UTV came flying around a curve, hit a father and his son on horseback, killed them both. Can't ever discredit the stupidity of the drivers. Assume everybody's an idiot. Standing on the foot pegs, obviously. Totally comfortable. There's a UTV. Here we go. Woo! I'm a few miles back in the woods now. Loving every second of it. I've dropped enough bikes and enough exotic places to not be too confident, but again, I've just started to really enjoy these kind of fucked up dirt roads more than ever. And that looks like the end of the road. That went back into 2-track back there. I have no doubt in my mind it would do it. This is about as rough as I feel like going today. Really not too rough, but typical sort of forest access road. Suspension's good enough. Not great, it's pretty soft, but certainly good enough. Now I've decided to just sort of let this one be. I've kind of learned the lesson from the last 5 or 6 motorcycles I've owned. You know, when I've spent a lot of money and time getting them set up the way I want them, only to end up selling the bike. You know, when I could have just accepted sort of the limitations of the motorcycle and learned to be content with what I had. Those are famous last words. Yeah, I'm done modding out my bike. Right. You know, I may end up doing some kind of a front and rear spring deal, but that's down the road a ways. It does fine for everything I needed to do. So it was a good, I'd say 4 or 5 miles back into the forest access road, whatever it's called, Lost Gulch Road. It's nice mid-August day in the Black Hills. This good weather isn't going to last much longer. It's about 85 degrees. Pretty soon they'll be getting snow up here. As crazy as that sounds. Let me know how you guys like this video. I've been doing this kind of a moto vlog sort of a deal because I'm going so slow on these dirt roads. You can actually hear me. The microphone of the GoPro actually picks up my voice pretty well. I've sort of started to enjoy it myself. You know, when I watch a video like this, I almost feel like I'm on the ride, you know. Not that I'm riding bitch, but that, you know, I'm sort of taking a vicarious ride through somebody else. And, you know, I know a lot of my fans typically from colder climates. I tend to get a lot of views, you know, when it's colder up north. So I guess maybe people can sort of feel like they're riding a motorcycle. Hands are going numb. Pretty much vibrated to death up here. Generally advisable on gravel and rocks and dirt to learn to keep a really loose grip on the bars. It's kind of counterintuitive, and instinctually I was not doing that because and that's why my hands are numb. But generally good form to sort of practice taking a light grip. This I wanted to check out. This was like a little camping spot. Somebody was in here last year. At least I think this is it. I got some ribs from the grocery store for dinner. Celebrate my end of the rally. So yeah, let's go check it out. It was a little place I saw last year that looked like a pretty cozy little spot. It'd be a little bit of a bitch getting in and out of there. It's pretty steep. It looks like a great spot. Really not that steep. This is a pretty nice little tranquil spot. It's kind of open to the sun and stuff. This is definitely off the beaten path. And now I'm just looking for any kind of level piece of ground. Doesn't really look very level, but yeah, this wouldn't be bad. The only thing about it is it's so secluded, you almost have to worry about somebody taking your stuff. And there she is, the mighty Honda NC 750X in her natural environment. And we're back. It was a nice little journey into the Black Hills. Well, it looks like there's a couple of stragglers still out here. Yeah. It's I guess about a week after the last day of the rally. Nothing left but us hardcores out here. Your name is?
Gary Shannon.
And your YouTube channel is?
Gary's Backroad Adventures.
And you are from?
Fort Worth, Texas.
Fort Worth, Texas. Gary's got this hammock tent, sort of a rig. What do they call this?
It's called a Haven XL.
Haven XL.
Comes out of Salt Lake City.
And he just loves it, don't you?
I love it. Yes,
and it is cool because if you are in a desert environment and you don't have any trees, you can just set a ground cover down and
use a couple of poles off the back of your bike, and it's sleeping time.
Cool. And you can set it on the ground if you have to, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys do any riding yesterday?
Oh yeah, we did Crazy Horse. Came back up 244 to Rushmore, went down Keystone, and then came back up Needles. And
the classic.
Alan was like, yeah, we did the classic. I was
the
exhausted
classic
by
loop.
the time we got home last night.
Yeah, you guys didn't get here till late.
Yeah, they went out to dinner, and I was like, Nah, I'm going home.
Yeah, yeah, I don't blame you.
I would tell people to go, why do you call your tent home? I go, it's home.
Because it is home.
It is
there's nothing like home sweet home.
Wherever it's
over
pitched,
there.
that's home.
Even if it's a tent. I would have gone with you guys, but I've done those roads the last 4 years, every year, and they're just kind of like,
It's kind of like you're just going,
oh,
yeah, okay.
shit.
I've seen that, done that.
yeah, see, I've been there, done it, and so my hope is if I take a year off of traveling these roads next year, they'll actually be pretty good. Yeah,
I'm kind of like you. I've done them several times, and it's kind of like, I like going with people that have never been. They want to stop and they want to get the picture through the tunnels, and I'm going like, yeah, okay, well,
yeah, right, exactly, exactly.
and then you're going like, oh, okay, yeah, we got time.
Yeah. So Gary actually spent some time in Thailand, I should say, rather.
10 years.
And 10 years, and he's got the tattoo to prove it.
There it is. Done
There
by
it is.
a
Wow.
Buddhist monk up in Chiang Rai.
No kidding. Wow. I recognize that as Thai right away. I don't know why, but
It's the Thai interpretation of just keep living.
wow.
That's what it means.
That's a good saying. So I've been sort of picking his brain. I've got kind of a, hopefully not too far off plan of exploring Southeast Asia, some of Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, and all of that. So I've just been sitting here picking his brain and hearing some fascinating stories about living over there. It sounds pretty cool. I'm hoping to make it down into Central America this winter and explore some different cultures, but you know, after a while, it's sort of like, you sort of kind of know what to expect and some of the thrill kind of wears off. I'm hoping at some point in the future to sort of expand my horizons to, you know, the other side of the pond, if you will.
Yeah, we're packing up tomorrow.
Where are you heading?
I'm actually going to go to Laramie with the pin that you sent me.
Yeah.
I really want to go see that. And then probably just head back down through the western part of Colorado. And
Cool.
we've been through Monument Valley a couple of times. But still, it's, you know, every time I go through it, you know, I just have flashbacks of John Wayne and all these Western actors popping up every.
It sort of makes you really feel like you're out there and you're, you know, back in the day, back in time. And
yeah, it's just kind of like, you know, you park the bike and steady boy, steady.
right. So it was good to meet you, man.
Oh, nice to meet you. Anytime you're down through Texas, give us a shout.
Cool, I will.
You know, I got a shower you can use, and
Sounds good.
you know, a place to throw down a bed.
Not just a solar shower, I hope.
No,
Well,
this is
you know, actually, he's got one of these solar shower deals.
sitting right here.
Is it getting warmed up right now?
Well, I'm letting it dry out, so
Okay.
I used it a little bit this morning, but
And he says this thing will get as hot as you want it.
yeah, it'll 120 degrees. You fill it up, it'll hold 6 gallons,
Yeah.
and then you just lay it out
Oh,
in the
wow.
sun. It takes about 3 hours.
Fill it up at a gas station, throw it on your bike, let it sort of warm up if you can,
Yeah.
you know, rig it. So I guess the black part's got to be up, right?
Yep, black part's got to be up, so
Okay. And then that black part just sort of absorbs enough of the heat from the sun. After a while, heats it up pretty good, he says.
yeah, I think it's says it'll get up to 120 degrees, which is
Wow.
normally what comes out of a hot water heater.
Hanging out after the rally is an essential time to rest up, ride around with friends, and just relax. Having spent the last several weeks in the Black Hills, however, I was just about ready for a change of scenery. Here's hoping you followed the road to wherever it may lead, and we'll see you next time.